This 7 Minutes to a Better West Virginia is brought to you by New River Community and Technical College. Your next step to a great career.
I want to speak about a matter of great importance, I think, to West Virginia, which is drugs and the problems that drugs are causing in West Virginia. Earlier this year, country and western musician Mindy McCready died. She committed suicide. In recent years, her struggles with addiction and mental illness gained as much attention as did her music. She was found at home, on her front porch. She was 37 years old. She was a mom. She was a daughter. And she left behind 2 sons. Ms. McCready's story is a sad one. Sad not simply because of a life lost, but also because of what it represents. Not long ago, Ms. McCready penned the following words to the title track of her most recent album, I'm Still Here. She wrote, "On a cold, dark cloud with nowhere to fall but down, like a single, naked, unrelenting tear, I'm still here." A view into a troubled soul? I think so. Today, tens of thousands of our fellow West Virginians struggle with drug and emotional problems. Unlike Ms. McCready, our news outlets do not carry their stories. And unless something unfortunate happens because of their drug usage, they remain largely unseen. In part because they want to be unseen, and in part because it's difficult for us to see what makes us uncomfortable. Those with drug problems often hide their struggle, afraid of a world which is quick to condemn and slow to treat. These are our sons and daughters. These are our moms and dads. These are our neighbors. They are our friends. They represent all facets of our society. And today, few families in our state are not in some way affected by the drug problem. And much as it is hard sometimes to face this problem, and as much as we might hope that if we ignore the problem, it will simply go away, it won't. Like that unrelenting tear from Ms. McCready's song, our drug and mental health issue in West Virginia is still here. Indeed, it is growing. We are seeing it in the increase of abuse and neglect proceedings involving our children, in the increase of crime in our communities, in the breakdown of our families, and in the inability of our employers to find good employees. The costs related to drugs in West Virginia, both human and non-human, continue to grow. But there are answers. One of the most exciting and worthwhile activities performed by West Virginia's judicial system are adult and juvenile drug and mental health courts. Using a multidisciplinary approach which incorporates the courts, prosecutors, law enforcement, probation officers, community corrections, social workers, healthcare providers, and others. West Virginia's judicial officers lead programs which give nonviolent drug offenders opportunities to avoid prison time in exchange for turning themselves into hardworking, responsible members of society. Both humane and cost-effective, these specialty courts focus on treatment and changing people for the better. And our mental health and drug courts work. In human terms, families have been restored, and lives have been turned around. Over 700 adults and juveniles have graduated from our drug and mental health courts. And how have they fared? Compared to the reoffending rate of 80 to 85% for those with drug problems who are simply incarcerated and not treated, the reoffending rate for our graduates is 9 to 14%. And, unlike incarceration, the graduates of the drug court program go on to productive lives. That breaks the cycle of reoffending in the future, re-victimization of future West Virginia citizens, and all of those additional future costs for new prosecutions and more incarceration in the future. And speaking of saved costs to taxpayers, drug and mental health courts keep needed cell space available for violent offenders. Our drug and mental health courts are currently operating in 33 counties, and that's an increase from just one county 10 years ago. In 2017, all 55 West Virginia counties will have access to a drug court program. And with over 500 adults and juveniles currently in our program, the actual savings to West Virginians each year in saved incarceration and treatment costs is over $17 million a year. And that doesn't even include the saved costs for future offending that now won't occur. Drug courts help more than individuals, though that is where the primary and most beneficial change occurs. Drug courts help families, neighborhoods, and communities. They are good for our state, and they're a good example of effective government and what we're doing in the judicial system to help West Virginia move into the future. From a personal standpoint, I think the most poignant thing, which has happened to me in the 10 years that I've been on the bench, was the opportunity to hold a 6-week-old baby, born to a previously drug-dependent mom who had been clean for the entire pregnancy and for many years before because of her own hard work and the efforts of the drug court team she attended. Looking down into that healthy, happy little baby's eyes was a really profound experience. Without this program, things could have been so different. Now, however, this little baby, this child, has a full opportunity at life with a stable family that just adores her. And there have been many other emotional times in our drug court program, which I've seen. On another occasion, I had the opportunity to read a letter that a recent graduate had sent to his drug court team, a letter of thanks. And I stuck on these words: "Thank you for not giving up on me." As we look to the future, we cannot and will not give up on our fellow West Virginians in need. Drug and mental health courts are working for West Virginia. They are changing lives and creating self-responsibility, and they are saving badly needed money which can be used and which is needed in other programs. Drug courts, mental health courts are but one of many of the programs which West Virginia courts are currently using to help West Virginia go forward and to help West Virginia achieve a wonderful future. Thank you.